All right, so we're gonna set them up in a little like hexagon. I'm James Lomuscio. I am an entrepreneur and game designer here in Pittsburgh. I've lived here for 10 years after going to Pitt, and live in Highland Park with my wife and kids. So Seven Birds is a dowel tossing lawn game for 2 teams or 2 players. The object of which is to claim the majority of one of these 7 birds. Each has a blue end and a red end. And your object is to throw the stone, knock down the birds, and put it back up with your color on top. You might make it red, I might knock it down and make it blue. And the winner of the game is the team with more of the 7 pins with their color on top, after each pin has fallen for the first time.
How's this working? And you want your color on top?
Yeah, right now with the caps on top, they're neutral. They're not red or blue. They don't belong to anyone.
So whatever goes on top is your color?
That's right. So you get to choose. So find the shot you want, take one big step back, and then you can throw. All right, that's one. Do you want to be red or blue?
Red.
All right. Seven Birds was dreamt up in the shower one day. That's where all my ideas come from. This was probably January of 2015, like the first seed of the idea. I wanted to create a game that was a little bit more interesting than cornhole. Yeah. Cornhole is a lot of fun, but it's pretty straightforward, like literally and figuratively. And after a while, it gets a little boring. So Seven Birds was meant to be the tactical or strategy-based alternative lawn game to cornhole. I'm gonna take this one here. So now these are both blue.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. All right, your shot. You can shoot from any angle that you'd like. The first game that I came up with was a frisbee game called Diamond Disc, back when I was a senior in high school. It involved throwing a frisbee through a hoop, and whenever we played, whether it was back in Connecticut where I'm from or on the cathedral lawn behind us, people would always ask if we were playing Quidditch. And I've actually never read or seen any of the Harry Potter films, so I know nothing about it. I was kind of resented the fact that they thought it was Quidditch, although Quidditch has caught on much more than that original game did. But that was the first game back then. It's always been an avocation of mine, something I did as a little bit of a hobby. So the neat thing about games is, because you're just putting the foundational rules out there when you create one, you're not necessarily delineating everything that has to be done and has to be done when. There are likely things that are going to occur as people play that you didn't anticipate. So when a game is called broken, what that means is there's some sort of gap in the foundational rules that someone can use to exploit it in a way that gets the game away from the kind of aesthetic that you were hoping to achieve. This game didn't have any of that. And in fact, when I originally created it, there were a fair number of more rules involved in terms of where people could throw from. It had a court that was kind of codified in the rules. It was interesting, but we ended up taking those away and really kind of whittled it down to its essence, so to speak. Alright, so I got some work to do. So the score right now is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red to 1 blue with 1 pin to go.
Yeah.
So if I'm gonna try to end the game. Hopefully I knock enough of yours down to have 4 at the end. Let's see. I think I got a shot. Oh no!
Oh, I thought you would have it.
I know, me too.
would have it.
Good game. So that's the final score here. Is 3 blue, 4 red. You got it.
Right,
Well
cool.
done, Jackie.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.